to drop out? Do I need to take a year off? For people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Sonia. I'm a first-year medical student in the United States. If you're a returner, thank you for coming to watch me again, and I'm so happy you're here with me and continuing this journey with me. If you haven't subscribed already to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe by hitting the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a video. But without any further ado, let's get into the video. In today's video, I will be recapping my first semester of medical school, the things I've learned, and everything I hope to accomplish in the upcoming semester, as well as just being a medical student. I'm going to start the video off by talking about imposter syndrome. I know many med students have imposter syndrome when they come into medical school because they feel like they don't belong and they don't know why they're there, but then you also see other people around you. Like, medical school is like the top 10% of your class. Like, people who get into medical school were the top 10%. So imagine being in the top 10% and you're surrounded by so many smart people. You may feel like, oh, I do not belong here. I shouldn't even be here. My grades aren't up to par. But the good news is everybody learns differently in medical school, and you just have to figure out what works for you, and you should be good. But I wanted to say that I didn't really face imposter syndrome in medical school or feel like I didn't belong because of one, God, and two, having self-confidence. By me believing in God and knowing that He put me there for a reason, gave me the confidence to be able to go through my first semester of medical school. He gave me the confidence to not look at other people and what they were doing, but to focus on myself and focus on my own lane. I ain't gonna lie, medical students are one of the most stressed out individuals, and you can get carried away if you are worried about what other people are doing and not focusing on yourself. So I really did my best this semester to just focus on me and what I was doing and what God was doing in my life and the things I was learning. Medical school is so fun. You get to learn a lot of things, and most of the things you're learning, these are things that are going to help future patients or people you see and interact with, which is what makes it so nice and so beautiful, because it's like whatever I'm learning right now, I will have to apply it in the future. So I need to pay attention to it. All of the classes were really nice. Semester, we started out with human blueprint, which is our biochemistry, radiology, embryology. Then we went on to immunology, and then we had hematology and oncology, and we finished off with infectious disease. So among all of those four systems, my favorite one, I would have to say, my favorite one was infectious disease. I know. It was also the most dense system this semester. But the reason why I liked infectious disease was because it was very applicable. Every single thing I was learning, it was happening day to day. Like, we learned about tuberculosis, malaria, food poisoning, bacteria that could cause food poisoning, viruses that we encounter every single day. And it was just so amazing to be able to learn things that I could apply it directly into my day-to-day life, which is really fun. The hardest part this semester was just adjusting to the amount of content we study every week or each day. I know when we started with our biochemistry section, we literally learned my entire biology degree in 6 weeks. I know, shocking, right? But I spent 3 years to get, we did it all in 6 weeks. And that was the same for every other system. And the beauty about things is that you learn so many things. They're giving you so many tools to be able to help people in the future. The most important thing you have to figure out when you start medical school is how you study. And everybody's going to study differently, so it's very important for you to figure out what works best for you. Some people are not going to go to lecture, other people are going to just watch lecture afterwards. For myself in particular, I went to lecture every single day except for one day, and that was because my car was at the mechanic, so I couldn't go. And I'm still going to continue going to lecture this upcoming semester, because when I'm sitting in lecture, I get to hear the information firsthand, and I get to interact and ask all of my questions there while the professor is there. And another thing, I just don't like watching videos afterwards. They're so boring, and just having to sit there for 2 hours to watch like 5 lecture videos. I'd rather just sit there in person, get it over with, and call it a day. Another reason why I go to lecture is that it allows me to be accountable. I'm somebody who loves to sleep in, so just being able to wake up at 8 a.m. and go to class would be so harder for me if I wasn't going to lecture. But because I'm going to lecture, I have to wake up early and I have to be there on time to be able to start my day early and finish my day out early. My grades this semester were exceptionally good. I did so well this semester. Looking forward to doing well next semester as well. But the biggest thing that helped me was just being able to figure out what works for me, my study routine, and how best I learned and how I understood the material and how I could apply the material. One thing I would say, practice questions definitely helped me. In medical school, you don't just have to be learning the material, but you have to test yourself if you actually understand it. And doing a lot of practice questions every single day was what allowed me to do really well there. Also, I incorporated a form of spaced repetition, which was through osmosis, and that really allowed me to review my flashcards every single day, even the things we did like 3 months ago. So by the time we took our MBMEs, I felt really prepared for it. So, what was life living at home and going to school? I would say the biggest challenge living at home is the fact that you're living with people, your privacy, you don't really have privacy. But the best thing about living at home is that I got to save a lot more money. I got to see my family 24/7. I would come home and I would see them. And then my amazing mom would always make sure that I had food to eat and food to take for lunch because she didn't want me to study on an empty stomach, which is such a blessing in itself. Because I know there would be classmates that were like, oh my gosh, I haven't eaten, or like I need to cook. And I was just like, thank God for my mom. Such a blessing. My school is just like 12 minutes away from home, so it didn't really make sense for me to get an apartment or live away from home. And another thing I did was that I separated my school life and home life. If I went to the library to study, I got all of my studying done at the library because once I came home, I was done studying for the day. And it just allowed me to manage both aspects of my life very well. I got to learn so many skills this semester. It was mind blowing. Some of the workshops I did this semester was the first one. I went to an ortho workshop, which is really fun because that was like my first exposure to what orthopedics was, and I truly loved it. And I had an amazing time, and it actually got me thinking that I would actually consider orthopedics as a specialty in the future. I also did like a lumbar puncture workshop for adults and kids. That was cool too. I learned a lot from that workshop as well. I also did an OBGYN workshop where we learned how to do a pelvic exam, insert an IUD. I also did a suture workshop, knee injections for ortho. It was such an amazing time and I had such a blast. Also, your experience in medical school is truly what you make of it. I know before starting medical school, I saw so many videos of med students who would study all day, don't have time for to go out, don't have time for friends. And I would say that while those videos are the experiences of the medical students who are going through that time, medical school is all what you make of it. If you want to study 24/7, you're going to study 24/7. But if you want to make time for other things in your life, like hanging out with your friends, going to work out, you can definitely do that and you can definitely incorporate it. I was actually talking to one of the physicians, and she said that the people who do the best in medical school are the ones who are able to balance things and have a life outside of medical school. Because it is truly important for you to take care of your mental health. It is truly important for you to make time to go work out and not study all day because you're gonna burn out fast. And burnout is real. Like, I'm not trying to burn out. I think for me, I felt like I was getting burnt out towards the end of the semester. But I thought that was kind of normal because I gone through all through the semester, no burnout, and then we're almost at the finish line, so my body was slowly dwindling down. But your experience in medical school is what you make of it. It's going to be a great experience if that's what you want it to be, and it's also going to be a terrible experience if that's what you want it to be. The people you surround yourself with are very important because they're also going to make or break that experience. Having friends who are going to support you, who are going to be there for you, who are going to listen to you and help you through this journey is very important because you can't do it alone. I couldn't do it alone. So I have some amazing friends that I met through medical school. I was able to have Thanksgiving with them. We celebrated my birthday together. I even have a small group from medical school. So it's really nice. Like the community or the school you go to definitely matters, and the people who are there definitely make or break your experience. So I would say choose your medical school wisely because that is 4 years that you would have to be with those people. And if you don't like it when you interview there or when you go visit it for like the second look day, then you're probably not gonna like it for the next 4 years. So definitely choose it wisely. Also, another thing too is like there's time to go out in medical school. I remember every time after we got done with a system exam, I would go out with my friends and we would have an amazing time and just enjoy ourselves. So you can definitely have an amazing time and enjoy yourselves in medical school. I know this is not the experience for everybody and I'm sounding super positive right now, but that's because I truly enjoy it. And when you enjoy the thing you love, it's a lot easier for you to get through it, for you to overcome the challenges because that's what you want to do. So I do enjoy learning all of the content I learned this semester. I do enjoy my classmates. I do enjoy my school. I love the fact that I have my family here with me to support me. It's such a blessing. All about positivity. I'm gonna talk a little bit about some of like what happened this semester that kind of was challenging and I'm still overcoming it. As an asylum seeker, I don't qualify for financial aid, so I have to figure out how to pay my tuition out of pocket or with private loans. I haven't taken out any private loans yet, but this semester I was really like thinking about it and considering that if in the future I'm not able to get as much scholarships as I want, I will definitely be taking out potentially a private loans. But that was like the one thing that was really troubling for me this semester was just the fact that I was thinking about how am I going to pay for this education because I made it through the first semester. So God was able to provide for me and my family for me to make it through the first semester. And by the grace of God too, he provided for the second semester. And another thing, sidetrack, I just wanted to say, like, wherever you go, one advice I want to give you is that closed mouths don't get fed. Like, if you want any opportunity, you want anything, you have to go seek it out and you have to talk to people. And that was what happened this semester. I remember this one time I was in the library crying because how am I going to pay for my second semester of medical school? Do I need to drop out? Do I need to take a year off and then work and come back or take a private loans? But you know, somebody was kind enough to listen to me, and by the grace of God, they're helping me pay for my second semester of medical school, which is such a blessing because I would not have been able to make it through the next semester of medical school without the help. So I'm very grateful to God, and this is your sign to talk, say something if you need help, and closed mouths don't get fed. Some of the things I hope to accomplish for next semester are just staying on top of my schoolwork, you know, being the best medical student I can be, volunteering more, being the best sister, the best daughter, the best friend I can be next semester, and most importantly, looking forward to summer because summer internships, I did apply or I'm applying for a lot of summer internships. So I hope to get at least one of them and to have an amazing summer. All in all, I had a great first semester of medical school. I hope the second semester is amazing as well. And I look forward to all of the things God has in store for us. But before I finish out this video, if you are not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscription button and turn on the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And also, I would really love to have you be a part of this family and go on this journey with me to becoming a physician. So definitely subscribe and also leave a comment down below. You know, if you have more questions about how my experience in medical school was, something you want to know about medical school or being pre-med, I definitely got you. But I will see you guys later and have a good rest of your holiday. Bye.